It's the end of the world as we know it, and this is Unchained CEO. I am Caleb Jones. This is where we discuss being more free, your own location independent business, which we will be talking about today, or moving out of your collapsing authoritarian quasi-socialist left-wing country, Western country, to a less bad country, or at least setting up an international backup plan and doing all these things for very little money. We have a very big topic to discuss today. I will wait a few minutes as people file in to get to the topic. Something to whet your palate before we get to the main topic. The latest news that all you right-wingers are screaming about is this Google Gemini AI. Okay, everyone's screaming about this. Again, I'm not a right-wing conservative or a left-wing liberal. I'm objective, which means I can be neither. And so really fast is, it's, the woke does something insane and the right reacts the completely wrong way. So if you didn't know, the Google AI, which is in beta now, they'll probably change this by the time that gets released. Maybe not, I don't know. But you do things like, you say like, show me some pictures. It'll make pictures like Midjourney. Show me some pictures of some, German soldiers in World War II, and it'll show you a bunch of black and Asian and Hispanic soldiers. And it'll say, show me some Russian soldiers like the 1800s. It'll show you a bunch of black and Asian and Russian soldiers. And then you'll do something like, show me an example image of a famous historical American figure, and it'll show a black guy. Now that's okay. That's fine. There were very famous black figures from American history. That's fine. But then if you say, show me a famous American figure from American history and make him white, the AI will say, oh, I can't do that. That's against my policy. You can't choose race. And then if you say, okay, fine, show me a famous American from history who is Hispanic, it'll say, sure, here's 17 Hispanic Americans. So you right-wingers are screaming their heads off. Now here's the problem. God, where do I begin? I just want to run through this really quick. This is a result. The culture and the government you have in the collapsing USA, cuckoo Canada, suicidal Europe, and authoritarian Australia is a direct result of you guys. You right-wingers. Why? You right-wingers, not anymore, but historically, we're 50% of the population. So if your culture totally sucks now and your government totally fucking sucks now, guess whose fault that is? It's yours. It's not like you guys were sitting around minding your own business and a bunch of woke aliens came in and took over your... No, you were involved in this shit too. As I've said many times, who were the people you guys have been trying to vote for the last 30 years? I mean, I'll just use you Americans as an example. You Europeans are worse and you Canadians are almost worse. Have you been voting for the last 30 years? Have you right-wingers, or if you don't identify as I'm not a right-winger. Okay, you anti-left people, anti-woke people, who have you been voting for the last 30 years? Have you been voting for real conservatives, small government, traditional conservatives like Pat Buchanan? Nope. Have you been voting for real libertarians like Ron Paul? Not Rand Paul, Ron Paul? Nope. Haven't been voting for those guys. Who have you been voting for? Guys like Trump. Trump is the biggest big government American president in human history before the pandemic. I report at my blogs in terms of deficit spending, growth in the government spending, all that stuff. Who else? Mitt Romney, John McCain, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump. These are some of the biggest big government president figures, not only in American history, but in human history. That's who you've been voting for. And now you're all pissed off that the woke has destroyed your country. Gee, I wonder why. Guess who shares some... Now, don't look at me. I wasn't voting for these people. Don't look at me. As I've said in my blogs, don't look at me. It was dead when I got here. I don't vote for these psychos. I don't vote for big government people. I either vote for libertarians or I don't vote. Now I don't vote. Don't care anymore. I left the United States. The left now controls, let's go through the list, controls movies, TV shows, mainstream media, big tech, colleges, government. Who do you have? You got Candace Owens. Good for you. Great job, guys. So when you see things like this woke shit, and it drives you guys crazy, your second thought, your first thought can be, oh my God, these woke people are fucking everything. Okay, great. Your second thought, which was my first thought, is, boy, we anti-left people really fucked this up. That should be your second thought. And it's not your thought. You guys aren't even thinking about this. No one on the right or the anti-left is criticizing the anti-right from the anti-right viewpoint. Hey, guys, we have completely fucked this up. We have to do an immediate 180. Other than Ann Coulter, she's the only one, other than one person, Ann Coulter, who no one cares anymore. She's off the stage now. No one gives a shit about her anymore. Everything coming out of you guys' mouth is the woke this, the left this, the feminist this. It's not about how did you fuck this up? What I've talked about after the collapse of the United States, my hope is that at some point, and this has been a possibility, but I don't think I think this anymore. America collapses, Europe collapses, Canada, Western Europe at least, Canada collapses, and then you have small nations that kind of rise from the ashes. And then maybe I've talked about, maybe you'll have an America 2.0. You'll have some libertarian or true small government conservatives, which don't exist anymore. And then you have a few countries that are run well. I don't think that's going to happen, because in order for that to happen, you have to have the non-left have some level of self-awareness. And most of people on the right or the anti-left, the anti-woke, you couldn't sit down and draw out a country on exactly how you would design it. If I asked any of you, how would you design a country? Well, you'd say, well, I wouldn't do that. No, it's not about what you would do. What would you do? Well, I wouldn't be woke. Well, I wouldn't be this. Well, I wouldn't be that. And you'd give some basic platitudes about, traditional marriage and low taxes and some other bullshit you don't believe in, right? Whereas me, I'm an actual minarchist libertarian. I'm not a conservative. Never have been. And now I'm not a left-winger. I've never voted for Democrats in my entire life. Unlike Trump, who you guys elected and trying to re-elect, who voted for Democrats most of his life. You see the problem? You see, you guys? What I've done, some of you guys have read it on my old blogs. I had a 10-article series, 10 articles on exactly how I would design a country if I were to design it. I said, here's how I would do it. Here's how I would handle tax policy. Here's how I would handle the welfare state. Here's how I would handle the military. Here's how I would handle the border. Here's how I would handle monetary policy. Here's the constitution we've had. Here's how we would structure states. I went through the whole thing. Right-wingers today can't do that. That's all about the left. The left is bad and woke people are bad. How's that working out for you? So yes, the woke destroyed your civilization. So did you. And nothing's going to ever get better in the future. America's already fucked. In terms of post-America, until the non-left, the anti-left, looks in the mirror and says, okay, boy, did we fuck this up over the last 40 years. My God. Okay, here's why we have to course correct. Here's how we have to change. And I don't see any of that. Don't see it at all. Sorry. What website is that? CalebJones.com. So there you go. But you're not going to see that. You're just going to see right-wingers. And now it's an election year in the United States. And so many of you, here's another tragic part of this, and then I'll get to our topic. Many of you right now, listening to this out of my voice, who are right-wingish, are nodding your head in agreement. Now, some of you are getting mad at me because you're not rational. But those who are rational, you're like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we keep fucking this up. Yeah. Now, you same guys who are saying, yeah, Caleb has a point, especially if you're an American, around October, you're going to forget all about that. And you're going to be totally focused on the election and hope that Trump becomes president again so he can do nothing again for 4 years. You're going to forget all this logic. And that's the problem. And that's why America is collapsing. Europe is collapsing. Canada is collapsing. And there's nothing you do to save these nations and civilizations. They're fucked. Australia is stagnating, and it's going to do very poorly. New Zealand is stagnating, going to do poorly. Israel's going to do poorly. This is why. Woke people are only 50% of the equation, guys. You have been the other 50%. And the reason this bugs me a little bit is because I spent the 90s and the 2000s as a libertarian yelling at the right-wingers, guys, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you voting for these people? You got to stop spending money, not spend more. And they said, shut up. Back when it was Bush, if you said, why are you voting for Bush? What the fuck are you doing? Big government on steroids, war in Iraq and Afghanistan. What the fuck? And conservatives said, well, you're anti-American. What? Because I don't want to increase spending by trillions of dollars for no reason? Then if you're against Trump, well, you're a cuck. Well, I hope you're happy with what you got now because that's what you got. And it's your fault. And you're never going to improve. Certainly you can't save the United States, even if you think you can. Post-US, these new nations that replace the United States, they're going to be, I used to think maybe there'd be some good ones. I don't think that anymore. They're going to be clusterfucks. Not looking good, guys. Okay. So you're an objectivist. I'm almost an objectivist because I'm not an atheist, but I'm almost there. Close. I don't know what you're talking about Trump. Why do you think the boomers rebelled against their parents in the 1960s? That's a normal part of most generations. It's a normal part of it. American men are a bunch of fucking pussies. It's not just American men. Canadian men, UK men, German men. It's Western men. I just finished my book. I'll announce this on my other channel on Wednesday. My new revised book is now written and completely recorded. The audiobook is done. And I talk a lot about Western men in that book. It's not good. Pretty ugly. All right. Let's get to the topic today, shall we? Let's see here. All right. So what we're going to talk about is in developing your own Unchained CEO Alpha 2.0 business that will set you free, a location independent, high margin, low work, high income business where you can start your business quickly, get paid very quickly, and quit your job, and then be location independent and perhaps move out of your collapsing Western country because you fucked it up. Stage one is you have to pick a narrow niche. Now, I already did a whole training on this channel. You can go back and look, or on the podcasts. This is a podcast and a video set. So you can go back to the older podcasts or older videos and do that shit and watch what I talked about there. Okay. On how to choose a niche, how to do all that. So the next piece is I found my niche. What do I sell? What's one of the most common questions I get? What do I sell? How do I figure out what to sell? There's so many different options and fucking. So I'm going to show you exactly how you make this decision to pick something that will sell very quickly and easily to get you from zero to the money as fast as you can. My goal for you, this is part of my personal mission, is to get you, every person hearing the sound of my voice, to get you in your own location independent business so that you don't have a 9-to-5 job anymore. And so now you have mobility options to protect yourself long-term, to live somewhere else, or at least have an international backup plan and live your life and be a free person instead of reporting to a goddamn soul-sucking 9-to-5 job. Ugh. Having a 9-to-5 job in over 30 years. I don't even remember what that'd be like. I have vague memories of like horror and like I wake up and like, I'm in a cubicle. I got to report to the office. Okay, you don't want that. It sucks. Okay, now. So, in order to get from zero to the money as quickly as possible, you want to choose something to sell that is A, most likely to sell, and B, profitable enough where you don't need lots of sales in order to make the money quickly. So you want a combined set of these things. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take you through that process right now. All right? Now, so I found my niche. What do I sell? Well, you have to base what you sell based on a number of rules. So rule number one, and these rules are kind of rules and steps. They go in this order. Rule number one is whatever you sell must be Alpha 2.0 business compatible. We teach here a business model called Alpha 2.0, not Alpha Male 2.0. That's a lifestyle thing. That's another topic. I'm talking about Alpha 2.0. Women can do Alpha 2.0 businesses, and many do. Alpha 2, and it's a certain business model that has certain standards, about 8 or 9, 10 standards you have to adhere to. One of the primary standards is it needs to be location independent. So if you sell anything where you are required to physically be located in a city to sell that thing, it is not Alpha 2.0 compatible. It will not set you free. Because as I've said many times, Doug Casey has said this, Simon Black has said this, I'm not the person who said this. If you are location dependent, you are following the lifestyle model of a plant, not of a human being. We are migratory by nature. Read some history. That we don't just sit one place forever. You can, if you want, you can be location dependent and stay where you want forever. That's fine. But at least you have the option. So like, for example, if your country collapses, You could just pack your shit and go somewhere else because you have location dependent income. Whereas if your job, or worse, your business is in that city, you have to stay in that city for your livelihood, you're in big fucking trouble. Okay? So there's a number of standards that whatever you choose to sell must match. So most things, a lot of things you would sell are not Alpha 2.0 compatible. So you can't sell those things. So whatever you sell has to be location dependent, for example. So examples of location independent businesses, I'm going to list some examples here. Now, before I list these examples, some of these examples I like, some of these examples I do not like, but they are all technically Alpha 2.0 compatible. And I'll talk about the best ones and the worst ones, but I'm just giving you more of a general complete list to get your brain working a little bit. Okay. Because people say, I have no idea what to sell. Well, here's what you sell. Here's some examples. Coaching. That is offering advice one-on-one to individuals remotely over Zoom or phone or email and things like that. Okay. Remotely, not location dependent. You can sell an online course. I made a lot of money doing this. Okay. Record some videos on how to solve a specific problem, things like that. Okay. You can write an ebook or book. It's almost not called ebooks anymore. Just call it a book because most books now have ebook versions. Okay. I'm in the process of rewriting. I've already done it. My primary book, The Unchained Man. I've written 8 books. Books are great. There's some upsides and some downsides. You can sell a membership service where they pay a fee every month that automatically bills their credit card and they get access to a website or access to a service or what have you. These are great. Some sort of training program. It could be a business training program or a personal training program. So you sell to B2B, which is businesses, or B2C, which is consumers, individuals. Okay. Personal service. This is a service where instead of advising like a coach, this is something you're going to do. You're going to do it for them. I'm just going to do this for you. A personal service means you're selling to individuals. B2C, personal service. You can sell a business service. I'm going to do this specific thing for this specific type of business and charge a flat fee. These are great. You can, not my favorite, but you can develop an app. Not my favorite for several reasons. I'll talk about that in a minute, but you could. If you sell an app, if you sell software, if you sell a phone app, if you sell a whatever, desktop app, doesn't matter. That's location dependent. Doesn't matter where you are. So that would qualify. Drop shipping. Not my favorite, but it does work. And you can make money doing this. Drop shipping. If you don't know what drop shipping means, is use a service like Amazon FBA or something else, or Shopify, and you're selling to end users, consumers, and the supplier, the wholesaler, or the manufacturer ships directly to the consumer. You don't have to house anything, and you take credit for the sale, and you get a percentage profit. That can work. Location dependent. SaaS, software as a service, fantastic thing to sell, but reasonably complex, kind of expensive, takes time to wrap up. Software as a service is a fancy way of saying you're selling a cloud-based app. So it's a service. It's a membership thing. They pay every month. They get access to your thing, and your thing does something. Chat GPT is SaaS, even though it's free. Social media management. You can manage people's social media presences. That's fine. That'll work. As long as you're niched. We'll talk about that in a second. Again, this is, by the way, this all assumes that you're niched. You've already found a narrow niche. And you're only offering these things for this niche. So if you have a narrow niche, your niche is auto parts stores. So you're going to do social media management for auto parts stores and no one else. You're not going to do, I will handle anyone's Instagram who needs an Instagram presence. That's not niched. So remember, this is after you've picked your niche. You only do these things for a narrow niche. Niche, bitch. Online marketing agency. This is very good. You're going to run ads for people. You're going to do pay-per-click ads. You're going to do Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads. Awesome. For a narrow niche. Great way to make money. Affiliate marketing. So you could be an affiliate for me. You could be an affiliate for all kinds of people. You sign up with my affiliate program, which is not that advanced, but I've got one. And then we pay you anywhere from 40 to 60% on everything you sell, and you sell my stuff. You can sell anyone's stuff, anyone who offers an affiliate program. So the beauty of an affiliate marketing is you don't have to develop any products or services ever. You just sell other people's stuff and get a lot of money. It's awesome. You can become an influencer. Not my favorite because it takes a long time for no money. I'm an influencer, but I was already well known on the internet before that word even became known. So I got started a long time ago with this stuff. But that is an example of a location-dependent business. Real estate, if you're very careful, if you use property management companies and things like that, you have to physically be located where your real estate is. Location-dependent, that's fine. I have a lot of buddies who do this. And many, many, many others. There are a lot more than just these. A lot more. Like a lot more. All right. So those are some examples, and all those examples are technically location-dependent companies that will apply to the Alpha 2.0 business model. Rule number 2. This is a part that a lot of people fuck this up. A lot of people fuck most of this up. Knowing niches and, very few business owners do what I'm talking about. That's why most businesses go out of business and don't make any money. If this is your first business, which means you are new, you're a novice, you're a beginner, which is fine. We've all been there. I was there. Okay. This is your first business. The only things you want to sell are things that will get you money fast. Some of those things on that prior list did not get you money fast, but they are technically acceptable Alpha 2.0 Unchained Man business models. Easy example, writing a book. A lot of guys come to me, a lot of you have come to me and said, Caleb, I want to write a book. Oh, that's my business. Great. How long is it going to take you to write a goddamn book? Especially if you've never written a book before. Be honest. How long is it going to take you? Now, I can write it under normal conditions. I can write an entire book in 4 months. Under normal conditions. Last year was not a normal condition. That's why my book was late. But under normal conditions, I can write a book in 4 months from 0 to a written book. Now, I can do that because I've written 8 books. Have you written 8 books? Probably not. So this is your first book. It's going to take you it's going to take a year longer. A year or longer. You have to write the book. You got to plan the book, write the book, maybe research the book, write the goddamn book, edit the book yourself, then go have it proofread, then go have it typeset, then put it up on all the services, then set up the website for it, then set the payment system for it, then market it. That's going to take you over a year. Why is that a bad idea? Are you going to work for a year, year and a half, 2 years with zero money? Most people aren't going to do that. They're going to say, oh, this is too much work, and they're going to forget it. So that's the danger of using things that are even technically Unchained CEO compatible that take a long time to make money. Building an app. A lot of guys want to build an app. How long is that going to fucking take you? That's going to take you years and lots of money. Lots of money. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Even doing an online course, that's going to take you some time. Can you say, I'm going to do an online course and then sell that course in 3 weeks? No. Plan it out, video it, edit it, get it onto Teachable or Udemy or wherever you're using, figure it all out, market it. It's going to take forever. So just because something is location dependent and Alpha 2.0 compatible does not mean it's a good idea for you to start your first business. Now, this is your first business. Those of you who are like me, who already have companies, different story. You can do whatever you want. So if you want to write a book, but you're already a consultant, making a lot of money as a consultant or a coach, great. Yes, write a book. You want those extra income streams. That's exactly what I did. But this is your first business. You want to only sell something where you can start your business and get money in your pocket really fast. Well, Caleb, what fast means? Well, 90-day business builder, under 90 days. Within a few weeks, you can actually get real money in your pocket. We have a number of people do that in our business builder program. It's not that difficult. Much less than 90 days. Okay, so what are the things out of that prior list that you can sell location dependent and get money fast? Well, there's only 4. Sorry that the logo is covering that. That pisses me off. Can I move it? Let's see if I can move that thing. Minimal. Let's see. Bubble, minimal. Shit. I got to figure this out one of those days. Stupid StreamYard. Anyway, there are only 4 things that will make you money within a few weeks of starting your brand new business when it's the first business you've ever started. There's only 4. Here they are. And they're all good. One is coaching. Let me examine that for a minute. I'll go through each one of these items. Coaching. Giving someone advice over Zoom. Basically what coaching is. Is that going to take you a year to figure out? No. If you already know how to do something or can figure out how to do something or help figure it out, I'll talk about it in a second. How long is it going to take you to get 1 or 2 clients if you market well? You can have clients in a few weeks. Set up a website, set up a payment button. That's going to take you maybe a weekend. And boom, you got clients within a few weeks. And if you're coaching on something that is B2B, business aspects or income, you can charge a decent amount of money for coaching. If not, you can still charge a few $100, no problem. Money in your pocket in a few weeks. Consulting is, instead of working with one-on-one people, you're doing what I do. I do both. You're working with companies. I've been a consultant for almost 30 years, 28 years, I think. You're working with companies. You're helping them solve a problem or achieve a specific result. Again, you're niched. You're not going to say, I'm going to work with any company in the world who wants to solve. No. It's a narrow niche. A lot of money in consulting. The beauty of consulting is you can make a lot of money really quick. I went from a zero to a six-figure income in 1990s dollars as a dumb kid in his 20s with no college degree, no high school diploma, no people skills. Went from zero to a lot of money very fast because I was doing consulting. Consulting is ridiculously profitable. A lot of money in consulting. And you can get one client that pays you $35,000. You get one client that pays you $50,000. You can quit your job with one client, 2 clients, 3 clients. Instead of, if you do drop shipping, how many people you're going to do drop shipping? You're going to sell lawnmowers. How many people need to buy a lawnmower from you before you can quit your job? A lot of work. Consulting, 2 clients, 3 clients, depending on how much money you make at your job, you can quit your job. Coaching, 8 clients or less, quit your job within a few weeks. People have done it in our programs. Next one, personal service, a service where you're doing it for people, a B2C service, doing something for people to solve a narrow niche, a certain type of person, to solve a particular problem or achieve a certain result. You're just going to, instead of coaching or consulting where you're advising people on how to do it, you're just going to say, I'll do it for you. Great. How long will it take you to set up a service? Maybe 3 or 4 or 5 days of planning it out, and that's it. You can rock and roll, sell it right then and there. So an ebook is going to take you a year and a half. A course is going to take you 3 or 4 months. A service is going to take you 4 days. Development time. You see how this all works? Something else too with these 4 things I'll talk about in a second. Business service. So instead of selling a service to people, you're going to sell it to companies to solve a particular problem or alleviate a particular problem or achieve a certain result. You're going to do it for them. Caleb, what if I don't know how to do anything? I'll cover that in a second. I know that's your question. A lot of listings in my audience. I know that's your question. I'll cover that in a second. Don't worry. Deep breath and relax. It's okay. All right. Something else about these 4 things. Not only these 4 things get you 0 to the money quickly, 0 to the clients quickly, 0 to the customers quickly. These are all high margin offerings. All 4 of these things cost the customer way more money than it costs you. If you sell a widget for you sell a widget for $110 and it costs you $100, that's a margin of $10. If instead you sell something for $110 and it costs you $5, that's a margin of what? $105 per sale. Very high margin. The higher margin thing you sell, the less number of customers you need to hit your income goals. There's be selling lawnmowers and consulting contracts, or lawnmowers and coaching, or camping equipment and selling a service. Services, coaching, and consulting are extremely high margin and ridiculously low development time. They're perfect for the new business owner. They're awesome. They're awesome. Especially when you're niched. They're even better. Getting excited. I like this stuff. All right. That's it. There is nothing else you can sell as a new business owner with high margins and something where you could make money within a few weeks of starting your business from zero to the money in a few weeks. I mean, let's go back really fast, really quick. Let's go really fast through this original list. Coaching, good. Online course is going to take you at least 3 months, at least. Book, a year or longer. Membership service, like a course. At least 2 months, at least, if you're lucky. Training program is kind of like coaching. So depending how you do it, you could do like a coaching training program. That'd be okay. Personal service, business service, app. How long does it take you to develop a fucking app? I will tell you, because I know I work with people, years. 1-2 years. You got to develop it, test it, fuck with it, fuck with your coders. You're not going to code it yourself. You're going to fuck around with it, test it. Oh, you're going to budget $30,000. It's going to cost you $100,000. Happens all the time. Drop shipping. Now, you might make a little trickle of money. You're not going to make $1,000 in 3 weeks doing drop shipping. You're not. Unless you know something I don't about this. Okay. SaaS. That's an app. 6 months, year and a half. Social media management. Not as bad. Not as bad because that's more of a what? That's more of a personal service. So that's okay. You consider that maybe a subset if you're niched. Online marketing agency. Not bad. That's a service. So some of these are really services, right? Affiliate marketing. Depends. Depends how much money you're gonna spend on ads. Because where are you gonna get? So if you're my affiliate, you're an affiliate for me, let's say, I'm gonna give you a bunch of links. They're your special links. If anyone clicks those links and buys my courses, you get paid 40%. Okay, great. So I have these links. What do you do with them? You have to market them, right? So then how are you gonna do that? You're going to pay people to look at them, which means you're going to run ads or something like that. So it kind of depends. Not as good as coaching, consulting, or service, but it's not bad. Becoming an influencer. Good God. How long is it going to take you on YouTube to get famous, especially with the fucking algorithm way it is now? Good luck. First of all, your odds of success of becoming an influencer are very low. Yeah, that problem. Odds of success of being a coach or a service or a consultant very high. Influencer, Jesus Christ. Now, let's say you do it. How long is it going to take? How long is it going to take you to start from zero to get 300,000 YouTube followers with the current algorithm in 2024? Not in 2015, which is a lot easier. Yeah. Okay. Long time. Real estate. Good. I mean, do you know about real estate? Do you have money to invest in real estate? You see the problems here? All right. So you got my point. All right. Let me go back. Coaching, consulting, personal service, or business service. That's what you want. You want one of those 4 things. Okay? That's it. There's nothing else that I know of. And if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the chat or in the comments if you watch the replay of this or listening to the podcast. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Give me another category where you can make money within a few weeks and it's high margin. Go ahead. I don't think there is one. All right. Rule number 3. This is huge. This is something, again, most business owners don't do. What most business owners do, I've said this many times, is they say, I'm good at this, so I'm going to sell this because I'm good at it. I'm good at computers, so I'm going to sell a computer service because I'm good at computers. I lost 60 pounds, so I'm going to go sell a fitness thing because I lost 60 pounds. Okay, no one gives a fuck about you. What do people care about? Their own problems. So rule number 3 is the thing you are selling must be completely customized to solve the biggest problem that niche already has, irrelevant of you. Now, if it can't solve the biggest problem, it could solve maybe the second biggest problem. So that means you know what that problem is because you've talked to people in the niche, you've done the research. What is their biggest problem? What you don't do is what a lot of people do is you don't project the problem onto them. Here's my favorite example because I've had at least 2 guys actually suggest this to me. Caleb, I want to start a business and I'm a fitness guy because I lost 60 pounds. I'm really into fitness or whatever. So I'm going to teach gamers how to lose weight. That's a classic case of problem projection. Do gamers give a fuck about losing weight? No. You do, because that's your thing. Gamers don't give a fuck. So you're coming up with a problem in your own head that you think is important to you, and you're trying to project that onto the marketplace, and you're going to go out of business and not make any money. And you'll say, business is too hard. I'm just going to go back to my soul-killing 9-to-5 corporate job and live like a slave. That's what people do all the time. So instead, you would go to gamers, and you wouldn't say gamers. That's not a niche. Much more narrow niche. Gamers who da-da-da-da-da-da, and then you would talk to a bunch of them and figure out what their biggest problem is. And ideally, you go after gamers who are higher income gamers. And then once you got a consensus of what the problem is, then you would construct some sort of coaching, consulting, or service to help them solve that problem. Now you're going to make money fast. See the difference? That's how this works. So this becomes very simple. All you do is you take if you want to sell to people, you take a coaching or personal service. If you want to sell to businesses, you take a coaching or business service. And you configure it to solve or alleviate, if it can't be solved, the niche's biggest problem. And if you can't do that, the second biggest problem. Well, Caleb, what if I can't solve the problem? I can improve. Okay, fine. You can alleviate it. Some problems you can't solve, but you can alleviate. I just gave this example in our business builder program, some of the sessions we were doing. I said, matter of fact, this is in my book too. What picture right now in your mind, think in your mind right now, your biggest problem in your life right now, whatever that is. Everyone's going to have a different answer to that. Okay. What is the biggest problem in your life right now? Okay. You got that in your head? Now, what if I came along and I said, look, I can't solve that problem for you, but I could alleviate it by 60%. I could make it 60% less bad. And let's assume you trusted me and you knew that I could do this for you. Would that be worth money to pay me to alleviate your biggest problem by 60%? Yeah. And I'm talking about myself here. I'm thinking of my biggest problem. I don't have a lot of problems, but the biggest one I have. And if someone came in and alleviated that by 60%, I'd be very happy. I'd spend a lot of money to do that. And you probably would too. So alleviate is okay. You don't have to solve it. Solving it is better. Sometimes you can't, though. It depends on the niche, depends on the problem. Okay. So that becomes your offering. Now, here are some questions. Here are the concerns. My standard objection that I get from most of you guys. I'm stupid. I don't know anything. Why would someone hire me? I'm a dumbass. I don't know how to do anything. And so what if I don't know how to solve their biggest problem? What if I don't know how to do it? Well, what if I don't know how to do it? Well, guess what? You have 4 different options. Now, here's what you don't do. You don't say, I don't know how to solve their problem. I guess I'm fucked. I'll go back to my 9-to-5 job. And then watch, Andrew Tate videos and wish I was Andrew Tate. That's not going to work. That's what most people do. You don't just give up. You have all kinds of options. You don't know how to solve their problem. I have started companies and made money from companies where I personally didn't know how to solve the person's problem. I've done it. So you have 4 options. Number 1 is you solve their second biggest problem instead. I have been in scenarios, consulting scenarios, where I was talking to, like the CEO of a small company or something like that, and trying to sell them on my consulting services. And I'm trying to sell them on hiring me as a consultant. And I'm not cheap as a consultant because I'm doing it for a long time. And I would say, what's your biggest problem? And the guy would say, okay, here's my biggest problem in this company. We discuss the problem for about, 5 minutes because it's complex. And I would think to myself, shit, I cannot help him with that problem. Not that one. I mean, I come a little bit, but not enough to charge a decent amount of money. So fuck. So I say, okay, that's very interesting. Okay. And I'm taking notes. All right. Let's say that problem is fixed. What is your second biggest problem? Let's say that problem is fixed. So that's not an issue anymore. What's your second biggest problem? Okay. My second biggest problem in this company is we go through that. I go, boom. That I can help you fix or alleviate. I can help you that. In some cases, maybe you go after the third biggest problem. Now, here's the thing, in my opinion. If you got to go to the third biggest problem, not a good niche. If you have no fucking clue, now there's 3 other options here. But if you just can't deal with their first or second biggest problem, bad niche for you, find a different niche. There are literally millions of niches in the marketplace. You don't ever have to pick one. Okay. Option 2, you hire someone else to solve the problem. You don't have to do it. Especially if it's a more technical problem or administrative problem, go on Upwork or similar. There's many websites you can do this. And find someone else with the expertise. Here's how this works. You go on Upwork or some other website like Upwork. You hire the subcontractor. You don't pay them any money yet. You say, okay, hang on, stand by, give me a week or 2. Then you go market your stuff, get on the phone or whatever you're doing, get the client or 2. The client pays you, then you pay a smaller amount to that contractor. Boom, you don't pay the contractor out of pocket. You monitor the contractor's work. You make sure the client is happy every step of the way with the contractor. I've done this many times in my companies, many times. I've sold database programming services. I don't know how to program a database. I have an IT background enough to explain it to a database programmer what the client needs, but I don't know how to do it. So the database programmers would modify the client's database. I would be in there, regularly checking on things, making sure they work, having the client test things. Hey, does this work? Is this what you want? Great. Oh, it's not. Okay. You course correct, right? You don't just say, okay, subcontractor, subcontractor, go to my client, do whatever you want. I'll check back with you in a month. No. Okay. You're on top of this person. When you're done, you make sure the client's happy. You're done. You just made a mountain of money for a few hours of work monitoring someone else who did all the grunt work. Now, you could use geo arbitrage. You could hire someone in Bangladesh to do this, Philippines to do this, India to do this. You're going to pay them a much lower rate than you ever pay someone in the collapsing USA or cuckoo Canada or suicidal Europe. So try to find non-Westerners to do it if you can. Often they're better, especially like technical work. You want some hardcore technical work, hire someone in India. Don't hire an American. I did a whole video on why I don't hire Americans. Go watch it. And I know it'll make you mad as American, but go watch that video and tell me my points are wrong. Not instead of making fun of me, give me logic. Okay. 3, sometimes this is an option. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you can learn how to do it. Sometimes the problem isn't that complex. Maybe it's an old niche run by a bunch of old people. And they don't know how to use the internet at all. And you know how to do it. You can figure out really quick or run ads, or maybe you figure out how to do it yourself quickly. With all the resources you have on the internet, often you can just figure out how to do it yourself better than the people in your niche, and you just do it yourself. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you have to hire somebody or focus on their second biggest problem. Last one, not my favorite, but this technically is an option. Instead of you hiring someone, you can partner with someone. You can go to someone else who is good at solving that problem, but they're not niched. They're generalists, but they're good at solving that problem. And you say, hey, I'm going to give you free clients, free customers. Charge me less money because I'm going to do all the marketing for you. So if you charge X, you're going to charge me 80% X. Give me 20% off, 30% off, 40% off, whatever. Okay. Sometimes 50% off, sometimes more. And then you go hire these clients, hand them to that guy or gal, and then you get paid the difference, the commission difference. So you're almost like an outside sales rep. That works too. Not my favorite. A little more complex, but that's an option. So there's 4 different options you have if you don't know how to do it. What else do I say about that? Yeah. Don't let that be your excuse. I'm dumb. I don't know anything. No one will ever hire me. Dumbest excuse I get from my audience. It's not true. I'm going to say this again. I was making 6 figures in 1990s dollars with only a few years of job experience, no college degree, no high school diploma, no contacts, no people skills. I was a fucking moron. I made it work because I did one of these 4 things, or all. I did everything I'm talking about. I had to work at it. So don't let these be your barriers to it, because they're not. Rule number 4. This goes back to how you price your service. And I got to price it, right? Your service must deliver more value than it costs. Now, that's kind of obvious. You need to be aware of this. So if your service, even if it's coaching or consulting, I'm going to call it a service, your service will solve a problem that will represent a monetary value to the customer or client, whatever that is. You charge them a smaller percentage of that. So I'll use really easy numbers. So you're going to do a business service, and that problem that you're solving is going to solve, I'm going to use real simple numbers. Sometimes it's much more than this, sometimes less. It's going to solve $100,000 in lost profit per year. All right. Let's say that's the case. Then guess what? You could charge $20,000. Now, if you're a new business owner, you'll be scared to do that because you don't have confidence. So you'll undercharge yourself and charge $5,000 or $3,000, but you could charge $10,000, $20,000, no problem. Because the problem you're solving is $100,000. So you charge 20, for example. Okay. And let's say that, so it's a win for the customer or what? Now, let's say the customer, the prospect at this point says, well, what if you don't solve the problem? What if I hire you, pay you $20,000, and you don't completely solve it? All right. Okay, Mr. Prospect. Let's say I alleviate the problem by 50%. So now you make $50,000. You give me 20. You're still getting the better deal. Now, if that's nerve-wracking for you because you don't have the confidence because you haven't done this before, fine, you charge $10,000. They make 50, you charge 10. You see how this works? You're making $10,000, $20,000 from one customer based on the improvement. Now, often, especially doing B2C, the improvement won't be 100,000. It might be 10,000. All right. Then you charge 1,000. It's fine. Caleb, what if I can't quantify the improvement? Then you make your best guess based on what you know about the niche. So my first online business was a company called Black Dragon back in 2009. I sold dating ebooks for men that were niched. It wasn't about how to get laid because everyone's talking about that. That's not niched. I was talking specifically about, what was I talking about back then? Online dating, because back in 2009, online dating was a niche. Today it's not. And I was talking about dating multiple women all at the same time with no drama or cheating and being honest about it. Okay. So what was the improvement? The improvement was a guy who's never had a date in his life can go online and schedule a first date with a cute girl. How much is that worth? A lot of money. That's a big thing, right? That's a big result. It's not a monetary result. So you can use that as a guide too. Make sense? This is how you price things. So here's how you do this. You list all the things that you can do to help solve or alleviate that problem. You brainstorm out a big list. This is you're developing what you're going to sell, developing your service. Make the list as big as you possibly can, as big as you possibly can. Every little thing you can throw in there. Go crazy. What else can you include? So things like, let's say you're going to do some sort of business service. Can you throw in other things that don't take you a lot of time? For example, can you make a set of videos, training videos that you can add in a package to raise the value of what you're selling? Audios. Can you do some custom audios, PDFs? Can you write a little toolkit that you can hand every client in addition to your coaching, consulting, business service, or personal service? It just allows you to add more things, access to a site, maybe. Whatever you can think of, add it in there. How long is it going to take you, once you record a video or a few videos, how long is it going to take you to just click send on an email with a link to videos to a client? Nothing. But it's still a higher perceived value. So you raise the value to raise the odds of a sale and perhaps to raise the price. Access to membership groups. You can do all kinds of stuff. Okay. And then what you do is you go through this list. You say, all right, can I reasonably do all this stuff without blowing my brains out? Well, I was working, 40 hours a week, 20 hours a week, especially if you have a full-time 9-to-5 job and you're doing this on the side to get started, which is fine. Can I do that? Usually the answer is yes, but you just need to be aware of this. You don't want to overpromise and go, oh my God, you get your first client and then you freak out. Now you're working 100 hours a week because you have your job for 40 hours a week. You're working with your client for 40 hours a week. Don't do that. So make sure that you're encapsulating this in bite-sized chunks of time so you can handle. Then you add a good guarantee. I could do a whole thing on that. I won't. Everything you sell should have some sort of guarantee. There's about 4 or 5, 6 different kinds. Some sort of guarantee. A monetary guarantee, a result guarantee, a quality of work guarantee, something. It's called risk reversal. That way, the prospect is more likely to buy from you because they're less nervous about it. A trial period, something. Throw that in there and make it as good as you can, because that'll increase sales more than the people who ask for their money back. It's a truism in life. I've been doing this for decades. This is how it works. The better your guarantee, people go, well, then people rip me off. Yes, a small percentage of people rip you off, but that small percentage is way less than the extra sales you will receive. So it's okay if 1% of people rip you off and you have a 25% boost in sales. That's good. We want this. So it's okay. That becomes your offering. That becomes what you offer. Now it's hard. It says no right there. Sorry about that stupid logo. Now it'll be hard for the prospect to say no when you offer this. Why? Number one, you're solving a problem that they already have, that they're really pissed off about. You're not coming into them and telling them what they need to do, which is what most business owners do. You're solving a problem they already have that they fucking hate, that they want solved. They're motivated to solve this problem. Therefore, they're motivated to buy from you. You're only solving it for them because you're narrowly niched. They know you're only working with people or companies just like them instead of just anyone in the world. So that raises even more confidence and comfort with buying from you. Your price costs far less than the problem it solves, and you demonstrate that either on your website or on the phone or over however you close the sale. If it's on a website, you're demonstrating that on the website and they click buy. If you're doing it on the phone, you're explaining to them, hey, we even leave this problem. You're going to save this much money or get this result. My fee is this, which is a tiny percentage of that. So now it's stupid to say no, assuming they can afford it. They can't afford it, different story. But if they can't afford it, you pick the wrong niche. You don't want a niche with no money. It goes back to what we talked about. We talked about picking a niche. then you're guaranteeing it. You're guaranteeing something. So you add these 4 things up, boom. The odds of them saying yes are very high. And now you can make money from your new business within a few weeks of getting started. We've had people in our programs, not just the business builder, but the other programs I've had, like the focus program, the 5K, who quit their jobs within like 3 to 4 months. They quit their jobs. 6 months, they quit their jobs because they're doing this. People think, well, if I start a business, it'll be, 5 years before I can quit my job. No. Normal businesses, yes. These kind, you can be free in a few months. Less than that if you don't make very much money at your job. The beauty of making shit at your job is you don't need a lot of clients to quit your job. If you make a lot of money at your job and you got a wife or spouse and kids, then you need more clients to, depends on your age and all that stuff. That's how it works. Pretty cool. This is how this works. And it's that simple. It's that structured. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Let me just put it that way. Yes, emotionally, this is all scary. I understand all that. I get it. That's how you do it. You find a niche, then you develop what to sell, which is this. And in some future live stream, I'll take the next step. How do you get the clients? How do you market when you're new? We'll talk about that. First, you got to find your niche. And then as a subset, identify their biggest problem. Then on this step is you develop what to sell. That has the most likely odds of selling quickly, where you don't need a lot of customers, and you can do it really fast. Okay? It's awesome. Not complicated. Starting your own business is not complicated. It's not. It used to be. This was the 1950s, very complicated. Today, not complicated at all. Shit, even if this was the 90s, it would be complicated. That was hard work to start a business back in like 1994 when I had to do it. That's hard work. Not today. If you do all these things, it's awesome. All right. Let me get to your questions really fast. Really quick, I'll get to your questions, but burn this really quick. We have just reopened the 90-day business builder, and I've added a new twist to it. People have requested this. So if you want a result, you have one or two options. You can do it yourself, or you can get help from someone who's already done it. Example, finding what to sell, picking a niche, all that stuff. 90-day business builder is where we work with you for 12 weeks from scratch on how to start your own location independent business so you get the money as fast as possible, doing everything we just talked about. Even if you have no idea how to get started, you've never started a business in your life, it's for beginners. That's what the program is for. And we guarantee you will be making money within 12 weeks. We guarantee it because you will if we do what we tell you. You will. You will. Unless you don't do what we tell you. So that way, as soon as you can get a few clients, you can, as soon as possible, quit your stupid, horrible corporate 9-to-5 job and be free. And if you want to escape your collapsing country, you can do that. Or at least set up a national backup plan. Or just have the state, the peace of mind knowing that you're location independent. Or just getting out of your fucking horrible job. Most of you hate your jobs. Get out of that job. Sucks. Even if you've never started a business before in your entire life. We've had numerous people make thousands of dollars in a few weeks who have never started a business in their lives. That's what this program is for. Now, new thing I'm doing this time only. I don't know if I'll do this again. It's a test. New system. I'll explain this in a minute where you can do a trial period. You can sign up for the program. You get the entire program, the full program. We work with you. The coaches work with you. You get the live sessions, all the stuff, everything for 2 weeks, and you pay nothing for 2 weeks. And if you don't like it within 2 weeks, you leave, you pay nothing. Talk about it in a second. I've kind of already gone this before. So Jordan made $14,000 from his second customer. That doing exactly what I just talked about. $14,000 from his second customer. If you're doing drop shipping, you're going to make $14,000 from your second customer? No, if you're going to, yeah. Kevin made $5,000 in 3 weeks. I think that's our record, 3 weeks. Cliff made it $3,500 in 5 weeks. Jason made $1,800 for the first 2 clients the first month. Now, open enrollment right now, as of right now, the deadline is March 5th. And the reason for that is the curriculum begins on March 9th. So that is March 9th is what, a week from Saturday? So you have exactly a week. I think you have 8 days. After that, it's closed. We cannot help you. It's because we have to start you in the curriculum. I can't say that word, even though my mom's a teacher. curriculum. That's the curriculum starts. So your deadline to sign up, if you want in on this, is March 5th, midnight EST. Here's everything you'll get. I'm going to go through this real quick. 36 live sessions. You get 3 per week for 12 weeks. It used to be 1. We raised it to 2. Now it's 3 live. These are not recordings. This is live with a coach. Some with me, some with Billy, some with some other people. And we have 3 phases. First one is determining your niche and your offering, what to sell, like we just talked about. The second phase is business logistics, setting up your LLC if you want it, your website, your autoresponder, all that stuff, setting up all the logistical stuff. Month 3 is marketing and getting customers. So you have paying customers by the end of month 3 or sooner. Many people get customers in month 1. All sessions are recorded in case you miss them, and they are yours forever. They're yours forever. Daily support in our corporate base camp. I have purchased an entire base camp just for our clients. This is expensive, and it's yours. And we work with you. You work with your accountability coach in base camp. Jeff, Billy, Cliff, myself, a bunch of other people. You work with those people every day in base camp, and it shows you all your to-do lists, the entire curriculum. You get assignments every week. If you have trouble, you just comment, and we help you. We help you every step of the way. That's it. That's the entire point of this program, to take you by the hand and walk you through step by step every week to get closer to those clients. Accountability coaches help you with everything 7 days a week. We now have, this is new, last few weeks, we have 7 days a week coverage now. Before we had 5 days a week, 7 days a week coverage. So 24/7, people can help you in base camp, even on weekends. You also get about 20 step-by-step training videos on how to do every step of the process, only available in this program, nowhere else on the internet, and nowhere else in any of my courses, only in the Business Builder. And I add some every few months. I add more based on requests from people in the program. I just added some more. Let's see, January, added like 3 of them. You also get, we throw this in there, you get the full Alpha 2.0 business course as soon as you sign up. It shows you exactly how to set up a location-dependent business because I want you to have that information in the program. You also get how to get clients. My entire course on how to get clients, 17 different ways on how to get customers and clients starting from 0. We throw that in for free. It's yours. By the way, these are all yours forever, even after the program. You also get my book, Big Income from Little Work. We throw that in there too. So you get all this, and you have access to all this forever, even after the program. It doesn't go away. It's yours forever. Our guarantee, you will make at least $1,000 within 90 days from new clients, or we will work with you forever until you do, daily. Now, here's the thing. I've mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure this is a true statistic. I'm 95% sure this is right. No one in the program has only made $1,000 and never made more than that. That's never happened. People who make money make way more than $1,000. I have never seen anyone make $1,000 and they never make any more. So if you make money, you're making way the fuck more than $1,000, way more. That's your guarantee because we know this works. You do what we tell you, you will make this money. You will. You can't not. The only way you won't make money is if you don't do what we tell you to do. And some people don't. And that's your choice. Several different, I hate that logo. Several different versions and several different price points. There are lots of discounts you may qualify for. You click the link at the website, 90day.ca. You click the link, schedule a phone call, and then go through all the discounts you can get and the different versions you can get. There's several different price points. There's a light version. There's a bunch of other stuff. Too complicated for me to go over here. You can make payments up to 12 months. When you make payments, we do not charge you any interest. Interest free. No interest. Up to 12 months. If you can make payments, if you can't afford the whole thing. No late fees. If you are late, we do not charge you late fees because I understand. I used to be poor. I remember. Trust me. I remember that. It's been a long time, but I remember. No interest, no late fees. The terms in terms of the number of months vary based on the country you're in. Sometimes you can do 12 months. Sometimes you can do 3-month payments, larger payments over 3 months. It depends where you live. Depends on a lot of factors. Schedule your call. We go through all that with you. Next, this is the new thing, trial period. What you can do is, here's how it works. You sign up. We take your credit card number and we verify the credit card, but we don't charge you anything. You participate in the program for a full 14 days. Not the day you sign up, the day it begins. So March 9th, 14 days, you're in the full program. We're working with you. You'll access. It's not a watered down version. The full program for 14 days. You pay nothing. If you decide this program is not for you within those 14 days, you can leave. You pay nothing. You can try it out. No harm done. Perfectly fine with me. At 14 days, then we charge your credit card. So you can try it for literally for 2 weeks. Make sure you like it. Make sure it's for you. Now, here's the thing. You can't do this and make payments. So you have to pay the full amount in 14 days. Now, if you want to make payments, we have another version of this that's too complicated for me to explain. Matter of fact, I'll probably explain it wrong. So schedule your call and talk to your consultant when you talk to the guy or gal, and they'll explain it for you. So you can do a version of this if you do payments. If you do the full payment, 2 weeks. You have to pay us a thing until you're sure. I may not ever do this again. This is a test. So if you don't get in on this now, this may not be an option in the future. I don't know if we're doing this again. I'm going to try this out. If I don't like it, I'm canceling it. But you have it now for the next week, March 5th. I've never done this before. 90day.ca. How you like that for domain name? Yeah. 90day.ca or 90daybizbuilder.com. Either one that goes same place. Your deadline is March 5th. And then we can't take you. Sorry. 90day.ca. Let me change this layout a little bit and I will answer your questions. Yeah. Okay. On certain browsers, it brings up that warning. I don't know why that is. It's a new domain name I just got. It brings up that stupid warning like, do you want to continue? Just say continue. It only happens to certain browsers. I don't know why. I don't get it. I understand. Okay. Questions. Let's see here. Let's see. Where are we? Is it wise to separate your personal and social media accounts from your professional social media accounts unless you're something like an influencer? Yeah. Well, unless you're if you're an influencer, that's what you would do. I do that, but I'm a public figure. I don't even have a personal Instagram. I have one, but it's just to follow people. But there's nothing on there. It's not under my name. So yes, I would. Yeah. Okay, but what if you're only good at coding? I answer that question. If you don't know how to do it, I answer that. I'm new to marketing. Should I get the How to Get Clients course before the 90 Day Business Builder? No, because the How to Get Clients course comes with the 90 Day Business Builder. So you're in luck. The problem with finding niches is that the problem might have nothing to do with what your skill set. Okay, I answered that. How do you find the niches problem to develop the skill to help them when you're helping? Do you keep looking for a niche? I can answer that. Now, you can also do that. You can just keep looking for a niche that you are comfortable with. That's okay. But I just give you 4 options. You guys put these questions before I gave that. Give you 4 things to do if you're nervous about solving that problem. You don't have to solve it. Solve a different problem. Hire someone else to do it. Learn how to do it. Perfectly fine. The 2024 edition of the the Freedom Index, Economic Freedom Index from the Heritage Foundation? From them? That's cool. Really? Is UAE number 1 yet? I should go look. I'll make a note. I'll check that out. That's pretty cool. Cool. Can you do affiliate marketing in the 90 Day Business Builder? Good question. No. Why? We want you to make money fast. So let me make this clear. In the 90 Day Business Builder, we will show you how to do a coaching, consulting, personal service, or business service. Just those 4. I can't guarantee you'll make thousands of dollars in 90 days if you're an affiliate marketer. Because when you're an affiliate marketer, it's largely based on how much money you spend on ads. And if you're like, well, I'm poor, I can't run ads, you better blow your brains out on social media then. I mean, and who knows? So that's the problem. So no, the answer is no. I want you making money fast. I want you to quit your job fast. I talk about how 5 Flags gets worse and harder every year, and you don't have time to fuck around. I walk that talk in my business offerings. I want you to make the money fast. So if I can't guarantee you'll make money fast, we don't have you do it. And we've lost sales from this where people say, well, I want to do this. Well, we don't do that. Well, then fuck this. All right, go start your own thing and wait a year to make money. Okay. We've had people who like don't want to niche. Okay, then don't niche. And you're not gonna make money. Okay, fine. So, like I said, the only way you will not make money in the 90-day business builder is if you don't do what we tell you to do. Then you won't. I mean, you might eventually someday. I don't know. I don't follow up with people who don't do what we say. Maybe they eventually make some money. I don't know. You won't make it in 90 days. So that's why. That's the logic. This entire program is constructed with very specific purposes. Purpose-I. How much money do we need to spend after purchasing 90 Business Builder, like for marketing? You don't need to spend any. So here's how it works. Good question. Here's how it works. You can do free marketing or paid marketing. We handle both. We put you on a paid track or a free track. And we tell you, do you want to spend money on marketing or do you want to spend zero on marketing? If you say, I'm poor, I can't spend, then we show you exactly how to market for free. If you say, yeah, I have some money, they say, okay, how much money do you want to spend per month? $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month on paid ads. You don't have to. I started this business, Unchained CEO, which is an outgrowth of Alpha Male 2.0, which is an outgrowth of Black Dragon. I started that business in 2009 for $29. I did not spend one penny on marketing until that business was already making a six-figure income. You don't need to spend money on marketing if you don't want to. Now, to be fair, to be clear, you'll make money faster if you do. Generally speaking, but not always. Some of those guys who made a few $1,000, here's what happens. A lot of those guys who make a few $1,000s in the first few weeks, the reason they do it is because when they do their niche research, which we have to do, is outreach. When they do their niche research, they're like researching the problem, and people say, yeah, that's my problem. Can you help me with that? And the guy's like, well, yes, I can. And they'll immediately get a client. Happens all the time. It's not guaranteed to happen. It doesn't normally happen, but it happens a lot. People will say during the research phase, the first month, they'll get paying customers. And it costs them zero. It's just phone calls and LinkedIn DMs and crap like that. Works. Why does it work? Because you're niched. You're selling something that fixes a problem they already have. You're selling something that's high margin. By the way, these three things are three things no other business owners do. They do the opposite of those three things. Really quickly explain what that means. What do most business owners do? They don't niche at all. They say, I'm going to sell to anyone in the world who wants to lose weight or anyone in the world who wants to make more money. They're going to sell to the entire planet Earth. Good luck. Unless your name is Elon Musk, you don't want to do that. Okay. Next, they don't sell based on anyone's problem because how can they? They're not niched. So they sell based on a problem that they perceive that they project to the marketplace. They say, I'm going to help you solve this problem. And people go, I don't give a fuck about that. Next, they sell something that takes a very long time to make money at. Like, I'm going to build an app. I'm going to write a book. Next, they sell something that is not high margin. I get guys all the time. Caleb, this guy wants me to go into business with him. We're going to sell Fitbits. What's the markup on a Fitbit? Oh, 17%. Yeah, when I do consulting, I can sell shit at 33%, 30,000%. Read about it in my book. 30,000% markup in new consulting or coaching. Yeah, a little different than 17. So that's why. Let me drink. Hang on. Let's see. Can I get back in? Make the rest of payments. When does it start? You need to schedule your call with Matthew or Mario. Talk to Jeff. Jeff makes those decisions. So talk to Jeff. You still have Jeff's contact information. If you don't, schedule your call with Matthew and talk to Matthew. The answer is it depends. I don't know your scenario. You said just phone calls and LinkedIn DMs. What is asked of the potential client in those what is asked of the potential client is those communications. You mistyped your question. I don't understand. You don't talk to the client. This is during niche research. You're researching the niche. You're verifying the niche is real. A. B. If it is real, you're discovering what their problem is. How will I find out what the biggest problem of each individual company in my niche is? That's not how it works. You find out, how will I find out the biggest problem of each of us? Sounds very time consuming. No, you don't look for the problem of every individual company. You discover the problem of the niche. So you talk to 10 companies, let's say, 10 people in 10 of the countries in the niche. You got to make sure they're in the niche, not partially in the niche. You can fuck this up. That you're really in the niche. You talk to 10 people in that niche or 10 companies in that niche, and you say, what's your biggest problem? You listen. And if you have 6 people tell you the same thing, that's their biggest problem. Boom. How long does it take to make 10 phone calls? Now you have to make more than 10 phone calls because most people don't answer the phone. We cover all that in the program, but that's how this works. It's not individual companies. It's the niche. I know what your problem is in my niche. This is Unchained CEO. What is your problem? I know because I did the research several years ago. You guys told me. Your problem is I hate my fucking country. I want to get the fuck out. And or I hate my fucking job. I want the fuck out. There's your biggest problem in this niche. So I'm here to help you solve that problem. I don't interview every one of the 4,000 people who, no. What kind of questions do you ask them to tease out their biggest problem? What is your biggest problem? Now, Billy doesn't like that. What Billy says is, what are the things that drive you crazy? What is your biggest source of frustration? What are your things like that? I'm more direct. Depends on. So if Billy were sitting here, she would say, I would never ask what's your biggest problem. Instead, I would ask to get better answers. Billy is actually a better question asker than I am. But that's why she teaches a lot of the sessions. And I don't. I teach some of them. That's this works. Does it take a little extra time to just say, I'm going to sell this? Yes. You can just say, I'm going to sell this and whip up a website and pull one out of your ass. And yes. Are you going to make any money? No, probably not. And that's what most business owners do. It's not difficult. And again, if you want us to show you how to do it, walk you through the process so you don't have to worry about what to do, the 90-day business builder program is set up so you don't have to worry about what to do. We tell you what to do. If you want to do it on your own, you can. Follow what I just said in this live stream podcast. Follow those instructions and do it. And don't make excuses about, I don't know anything, and why would anyone hire me? But I don't know what. I just told you how you solve that problem. I have made lots of money. Not lots. Well, yeah, I have made lots. A decent amount of money on companies I didn't know how to solve their problem. I had other people solve the problem. And I just monitored very carefully. It's fine. You don't have to do it. What if our issue is being uncomfortable with research phase? Everyone's going to be uncomfortable with that. You're always going to be uncomfortable getting on the phone and talk to people because you're all introverts and you're all listings. You do it anyway. Calling companies and getting through and talking to the CEOs, this causes high anxiety. Okay, 2 answers. One is in most cases, you don't have to talk to the CEO unless you're dealing with very small companies. If you're dealing with small companies, it's easy to talk to the CEO. But if you're not going to call, Jeff Bezos. You're not going to do that. Number one. So that's not a big deal. Sometimes you're talking to, the office manager. Sometimes you're talking to the VP of sales. Sometimes you're talking, depends what you're selling. Depends what niche. Depends what your offering is. Number one. Number 2, suck it up, buttercup. Yes, you're going to be scared. If you never want to be scared, stay at your job and go down with the ship. And you'll never be scared. You'll be fucked, but you'll never be scared. There are things I did when I started my first business that made me scared. What I did, I talked about this. I made a list of everyone I knew. It was like 120 names. I got all their phone numbers, and I sat there and I called all of them. A lot of people I didn't know well, and my hand was shaking on the phone. This is when I was like 23 years old, younger than most of you, younger and stupider and less educated than the majority of you listening to the sound of my voice. And I was scared. And guess what? Did it anyway, because I didn't want to have a job. I say, I'm not going back to a job. I can't have a job. I can't do it. I can't live like that. You only get one life. I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in reincarnation. I believe when you die, you're gone. You never come back here. And you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You fuck this up. You don't get to do it again. It's not like a video game. So be scared. And a lot of our people in our program are scared. You know what they do? They suck it up. They do it. And some don't. Most do, though. The current group we have, they're awesome. They suck it up and they do it. We have a really good group. Last few months, this group, oh my God, they're great. They get scared and they do it. And they tell us we're also there to help you. But if you do it on your own, you feel the fear. There's a whole book about it. I have it over there. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. Read it. How about doing hunting or fishing guide as a service in a specific location? What are you doing? You're projecting your problem onto the niche. It would be location dependent. It's problem number 2. No. But only do it for a few months a year. Could we do that in 90 business builder? No. Nope. We even tell you on the initial call, if you have a business idea, we probably won't let you do it because it's not going to be coaching, consulting, a service or personal service that addresses a specific problem niche. You're not niched. You didn't find out a problem, and it's location dependent. So the answer is a big no. We would not let you do that. We would let you do something similar. You could look at the fishing niche and research the fishing niche of a narrow. Fishing's not a niche. Some niche inside fishing, identify a problem and see if you can do something with that. But we're not going to let you. Would never let you do that. No, I would never let you do that in good conscience. How accurate is the cost of living index to determine a city's actual cost of living? If you go to Expatistan, it's pretty accurate. Expatistan.com, it's pretty accurate. Why is Australia getting so much worse? Well, here's the thing about Australia, and this is also similar to Canada. Australia has never had an event in their history where they got completely fucked by big government. Okay. Unlike Germany, unlike the US, numerous scenarios like this. So in Germany, places like Germany and the US that has a history of government fucking everybody, when government gets bigger and bigger and bigger, there's a percentage of Americans and a percentage of Germans who go, ooh, this is not good. I don't like this. We had these problems before. And now they're all betas and pussies. They don't do anything, but at least they're concerned about it. There's some pushback. Whereas in places like Canada and Australia, they just say, sure, big government, come on in and tell us more what to do. Sure, come on in. What could go wrong? That's the problem with them. Excuse me. Okay, I got to go in a few minutes. Any questions? I'll put them in there and I'll answer them, and I got to vamonos. Vamonos or vamos? I always forget. I always fuck that up, even though you guys have told me. Hang on, let me check here. Hang on. What if the niche can't afford what you're offering? Then you pick a different niche. So I don't like going after niches that have no money. So I'll give you some real life examples of people I've encountered. Single mothers. Nothing wrong with single mothers. I've dated many, but that's not a good niche. They have no money. College students, not a good niche. They don't have any money. Now, parents of Ivy League college students, great niche. We have a guy in the program right now working with that niche in Europe. Chinese parents of kids going to, awesome. Okay, but see, follow the money. You know, independent filmmakers, not a good niche. They don't have any money. A lot of types of business don't have a lot of money. So be aware of this. One of the filtering decisions you make in your niche is, do they have some money? So Ty Lopez, those of you know who he is, he talks about going after only people who have a lot of money, like plastic surgeons. One new client for a plastic surgeon is thousands of dollars in profit. So if you can help them get 1 or 2 new clients a month, they'll pay all kinds of money. So rich niches are good. Even niches that are problematic, like attorneys. Now, attorney is not a niche. It's industry. What type of attorney? So I've worked with some pretty good niches who have money. So here's the best niche. The best niche is, and I'll do 1 or 2 more questions. I got to go. The best niche is a niche that has a lot of money with a really big problem that makes them furious. That's the best niche to get. That's a money-making niche right there. They got plenty of money, and there's problem, or there's 1 or 2 big fucking problem that drives them insane. Now, one more thing. If a niche doesn't have a problem, what you can default back to is, I will help you get more customers, clients, patients, and you just do sales or running ads for them or recruiting. I'll help you find good employees. Just about every niche, not every niche, but the vast majority of niches in the universe have those 2 problems. I need more customers / I can't find good people. So if you can help them solve one of those, you're in good shape. Now, you still do a little research. There are niches that don't want more customers. I used to work in one, on-site IT consulting. You have these little companies do on-site IT consulting. I used to sell to them on my CCM company. And the problem with these guys is you call some of them, you say, do you want more clients? And the CEO goes, no, I don't want more clients. Fuck that. I hate clients. No, we're too busy. So not every niche needs more customers. Not every niche has trouble hiring people, but most do. So you can default to that. Okay. All right. Let's do one more question. If the niche's average salary information is available, is there a minimum amount where you wouldn't target the niche because they don't have enough money? Yeah, but I don't know what that would be. I don't have an exact number for you. It depends on where they live and stuff. If they make $22,000 a year and it's a B2C niche, I'm not doing that. No. If they make 100,000, I'm doing it. If they make 85,000, I'm probably doing it. If they make 60,000, it would depend on where they live and stuff. So it depends. I can't just give you a flat number because it depends on the niche, depends on the demographic, depends where they live, right? Depends what country they live in. $60,000 a year US is a lot of fucking money in Thailand, but it's nothing in New York City, right? So you have to make those determinations. That's why you narrow down that niche. If you just look at systems analysts, how much money they make, that's not a niche. That's a demographic, not a niche. Would that change for coaching or consulting? Coaching was slightly less. No, that would not change. And it would be coaching, not consulting. You don't consult individuals, you coach individuals, you consult with companies. So you're looking at salaries, you're talking about individuals, that's a B2C business. So it doesn't matter what you're selling. I'm not going to do coaching for guys who have no money. I'm not going to do it. You hire me for coaching, the minimum price you're going to pay, one-on-one coaching now, is $5,000 minimum for my lowest schedule. So if you have no money, I can't work with you. That's the way it goes, right? So it's now, I'm an extreme example. If you're starting from brand new, you wouldn't charge $5,000. But you might charge, a coaching package of for $297. A guy making $22,000 a year is not going to spend $300 on coaching. Probably not, right? Or $30,000, probably not. Unless he lives in, Paraguay or Thailand, then he will because he has more money. Make sense? All right. I'm going to let you guys go. 90day.ca. You have until March. What does that say? March 5th? Exactly 1 week. Don't waste your time. You want to do this, get on this now. And you can do the trial period for a week where you pay nothing for 2 weeks. Oh, not a week, 2 weeks. Full program for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, you can leave. No problem. You don't pay a thing. And you can make payments. And there's no interest. And there's no late fees. We're very flexible about this stuff. 90day.ca or 90daybizbuilder.com. Cool.